Happy Thanksgiving morning at Camp MasoTaters.
So it's been so cold out here, we're having to trade back and forth between isobutane canisters because when they're cold, they don't really, the gas doesn't come out well enough to heat anything. So we're swapping back and forth and warming them in our jackets. So for maybe the last 15 years or so, I've always taken Thanksgiving as an opportunity to run out into the wilderness because, you know, everybody's stuck inside and traffic's really bad in town. So usually it's a 4 or 5 day trip, come out. Utah is very commonly one of the destinations. The funny thing is you do get a huge amount of crowds on Thanksgiving Day itself in the campgrounds, but then it seems like it all quiets down on Friday, and it's usually pretty good until Sunday when we have to drive home. So this year, knowing that Zion has been super busy with all the like post-COVID people running outdoors thing, we decided we're going to go do a backpack in one of the lesser known areas around Zion. So we're going to get set up for that today, and then tomorrow morning we go in. Interestingly enough, there's this cyanobacteria thing going on in Zion, so they're saying not to drink out of any of the water sources. So I think we're going to have to carry in like 2 gallons and go dry just as a precaution because you can't really filter that out. How you know it's time to get moving? Somebody shows up and starts playing the bagpipes. That or they're torturing something down there. Not quite sure which.
Hey, I kind of like him.
And Jen is super happy because she found a dog friend. But unfortunately, he doesn't want anything to do with her. And so she is sad. Oh, now you know what rejection feels like. So yes, if you can't tell, Jen is a high school teacher. Biggest thing to come out of this trip, Blondie really needs to wash her windows once every decade. This is how people who are not MasoTaters camp out here. Yay, glamping. I guess that one up on the top is super expensive. But bad when you go out to pee in the middle of the night because you take a step the wrong way and... It's like a hobo lives in that car. So this is one of the few times I've been able to use the phrase, look at the tits on that owl, in a proper sentence.
Why did they rename Gut Hug? I couldn't even find it. I had this thing on my phone called Far Out I didn't even recognize.
Off the trail.
What were they thinking? Why did they rename it?
What were they thinking? It is really unusual for me to be driving this road during the day. Normally we're doing it at 1 or 2 in the morning. So for the record, backcountry passes for Zion, you have to pay to enter the park, walk over to the visitor center, and it is wag bag only territory, and they are kind of strict on their rules up there. So that was a giant pain in the ass. Yay for being rule followers. So going through Springdale, this is what I wanted to avoid coming anywhere near because it's just so busy. And it costs $40 to park outside of the park and then $20 to get in. Never mind, you know, trying to actually get into the park to do anything, like stay at the campground or anything. And there are a ton of people around here. On the plus side, when I got the permit for where we're going, it was so remote that the ranger actually had to rewrite the permit twice and pull a guidebook. Turned out the first edition of the guidebook doesn't even have the peak we're going to. And then we had to try and locate on the map which zone we were in, and it was a fun adventure. I think that was the funnest permit she's filled out in her entire career there. Usually people are just like, oh yeah, I want to go on the subway or the Narrows. They don't go off like the beaten path. Welcome to us trying to go the opposite way of everybody and get the hell away from the crowds. So instead of going to busy ass Zion, yes, that is the official name, we are going up to the Kola Plateau area. This is what you do if you're in Zion and you don't want to stay in the busy campgrounds. You take a Mazda 2 and you off-road it. Oh, that car is totally going to fall apart on us one day. Okay, so we've got our little Thanksgiving pull-off here in BLM areas just outside of Zion. That sound you hear in the background is Taters. I finally harassed her into recording a video, so she is currently stressing out trying to talk into her camera over there. One of the big things I really love about being out here in the West is that we don't have to stay at campgrounds. There are generally always areas you can just pull aside and be away. The desert is just rife with them. And I mean, the advantage of having the Jeep is we can just pull over and sleep in the Jeep. Here, since we're in her little Mazda 2, obviously we need a place to set up a tent. And I'm a little more cautious as far as where I'm willing to set up a tent, because you never know who's going to wander by at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I don't want some sleep-deprived peak bagger to run me over by accident. Or, you know, on purpose. This one in particular is a little close to the road, but we're also on a less traveled road, so hopefully it won't be too bad. And it's almost 5 o'clock and we're losing sunlight here, so it's going to get cold soon. Our plan is basically start early-ish tomorrow, get to the Right Fork trailhead, and we're going to be doing a quick 2-day backpack, hopefully, to get back and do Emerald Peak. Behind the tater.